I have acquired permission from Inspector Lestrade to remove some of Miss Carraway's personal effects for my investigation. May I please view them again? Of course, Mr. Holmes. May I see the authorization? Naturally. Here it is. Very good, Mr. Holmes. Yeah, I got Port B and Lacquer d'Azur with me as well. Let's pick up the key. Pick up the neck bracelet, I think. I need an item for further examination, Mr. Holmes. You are welcome to it when I am finished. I need an item for further examination. I need an item for further examination. I'm finished with these effects for now, thank you. Very good, Mr. Holmes. You may view them again whenever you like. I've heard the radio play on YouTube of Sherlock Holmes versus Count Dracula. It's actually really good. Well worth listening to. Very well dramatized. Never heard of such a thing being a thing. I first read that as Count Dracula and wondered whoever came up with such a silly idea. Well, have you ever read the comic book of Batman meets Elmer Fudd? It's actually pretty good. A large iron key. Use the key with the door. Yep, Elmer Fudd. You heard me right. Batman and Elmer Fudd. Right, who's there? Oh, it's you, Mr. Holmes. What are you doing here? I'm just here to open a drawer. The contents are mostly uninteresting. Facial makeup tins and some old theater playbills. Of special interest are a pair of opera tickets. There is little of interest here. Some writing paraphernalia and some yellowing miscellaneous pages from long, mercifully forgotten scripts. Look, Watson, a pair of season tickets to the opera. It would seem that Miss Carraway's interest in the arts extended beyond the confines of theatre. Very commendable. I say, Holmes, even though opera tickets are almost impossible to obtain at any price, I should have I understand your reluctance, Watson, but these tickets might very well provide the lead we need to further our investigation. Excuse me, Mr. Carruthers, do you know anything about these opera tickets?
Unless I miss my guess, Mr. Holmes, those are tickets to the Chancery Opera House, so I never missed an opportunity to hear her sister sing.
You mean Mr. Carraway's sister is here in London?
Yeah, just so, Doctor. She sings all the leading favorite roles. Very good, I'm told. I would have thought that you knew about her.
It is sufficient that we know now. Thank you, Mr. Carruthers. May we take these tickets?
Of course, Mr. Holmes. I shouldn't think Inspector Lestrade has any use for them. He never even asked me about them, Anna.
All right. These two tickets are for a season C's at the Chancery Opera House. Okay. That sounds interesting. Better hit the Google archives later on then. I'll post the Dracula play on Discord. It's only 40 minutes long, but still very entertaining. I don't even listen to the radio. And I do highly suggest everybody to find the Batman meets... I think it was either Batman meets Elmer Fudd or Batman versus Elmer Fudd. Can't remember it right now. But if you can find the whole comic somewhere, I highly recommend it. It sounds really weird, but they made it work so good. It's so good. It's fascinating how they made it work. Oh, it's 1 hour and 20 minutes. That's like a movie. Except it's a radio show. A radio play. Opera. Yeah, twice as long as you said first. Maybe we have a chancery to hear some opera. The head usher stands behind the podium. He occasionally glances idly around while chatting with the manager. The opera manager looks about him with this undisguised annoyance, perhaps wondering why the patrons don't take their seats.
I guess the show's not on yet. Well, that's why.
Good evening, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting Scotland Yard in a sensitive investigation. May I have a moment of your time? Certainly, Mr. Holmes. I'm Frederick Epstein, General Manager of the Chancery Opera House. Have you ever met Miss Sarah Carraway? She's the sister of Anna Carraway. Yes, I met her once, about a year ago, and I've seen her here a few times since then. We're not well acquainted. I believe Anna gave her a season's pass of one of our best boxes, but I haven't seen her today. Where might I find Miss Anna Carraway? Regrettably, she's bedridden with a sore throat this evening. Her understudy will perform competently enough, and I'll be happier when the divine Anna returns.
Do you know where Miss Anna lives?
Actually, I don't know yet. She has recently moved, and I have not given myself the pleasure to leaving my card at her new home. She informed me of her illness by telegram.
It will be difficult to visit her at home, I think, if you don't know her address.
Indeed, I'm sure she will offer the information at her earliest convenience. May we see her dressing room? I'm afraid that's out of the question. Visitors and guests are not permitted access to the performer's private rooms. I beg your pardon, what show is playing this evening? It's called From on High. Mr. Epstein says it is the most popular show of the season. All the critics love it. It's Batman versus Elmer Fudd. Someone scanned the whole thing and put it on Imgur. Really? Well, there is a place called Comics Online. That's where you can find all kinds of comics from all the years. I actually started to read the Batman, the original Batman from 1940, 1939 and 1940. I never read any of the Batman comics from the Golden Age. Play may sound like some parody or comedy, but it's actually played totally seriously. For free? For free. Totally free. Completely free. Boxes, very good, sirs. Please show them to the balcony usher and he'll direct you to your places. Are you familiar with all the people who hold season tickets for this theater? Many of our patrons reserve seats. What? Why did it go so fast? I didn't even click anything or... Have I missed much of the show?
It's just about to start now. If you hurry, you'll see the opening flourish.
Where are these seats?
There's your ticket, sir.
Beautiful boxes, blah, 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 blah. You're so fast. Alright. Let's go see some opera, shall we? Oh, you see some right up those stairs. You can't miss them.
Excuse me, gentlemen, but you must have the wrong box. These seats are occupied. The usher downstairs can direct you to your places.
A wealthy woman, reserved in her manner but quite showy in her apparel and jewelry, sits alone in the reserved box.
Please see the balcony usher for directions to your seats, gentlemen. The show will be starting soon. These are Sarah Caraway's tickets. How did you come by them, if I may ask?
You knew Miss Caraway then?
You knew Miss Caraway then?
Knew her? I'm Mrs. Worthington, and I own the Chancery Opera House. As I shared this box with Sarah, I know her, of course. And who might you be?
This is Mr. Sherlock Holmes, and I'm Dr. John Watson.
We got these tickets from Sarah, who was elsewhere engaged. We have come to hear Anna sing. I certainly hope she does sing. She has a voice the angels must envy, but I heard that she might be ill. Well, please make yourselves comfortable. The performance is about to start.
We need to see inside Anna Caraway's dressing room. Would you be so kind as to secure Mr. Epstein's consent to inspect those premises?
Of course. Here, I'll give you the...
The text goes so fast sometimes. I don't even know why. A note from Mrs. Worthington to Fred Epstein, or Epstein. Please allow Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson access to Anna's dressing room. That old woman looks almost exactly like Tweety and Sylvester's owner. Kinda looks like Granny, yeah. I see. You've succeeded with Mrs. Worthington where you failed with me. Very well. You may view Anna's dressing room, but I insist that you disturb nothing. Her personal property and the belonging to the opera company are off limits to you. Understood? Granny Webster. Didn't know that she had a real name. I'll remind you once again that you are to touch nothing. I'll be watching you closely. A common iron coat rack holds an elegant and stylish silk hat and a pink feather boa made of dyed ostrich plumes. Likeness in cameo silhouette and oil of the great operatic composers line the walls. Mozart, Verdi, and Puccini are all represented. There are no personal photographs or pictures in evidence. An inexpensive Florentine-style red leather chest with a hinged lid. Mr. Epstein is watching your examination very closely. The vanity is covered with various bottles and small opaque jars of theatrical rouges, powders, paints, unguents, and beauty aids. A nickel-plated hand mirror decorated with metal wreaths and a baby's breath. Its poor condition suggests that it is not someone's personal property. It is a charming cherry wood music box made by Hermann Benet of Salzburg. It is cleverly constructed out of a single piece of wood. The top announces that it plays Eine kleine Nachtmusik. Her name is Emma Webster. Never knew. I always knew her only as Granny. Never knew that she actually had a full name. Cloaks, coats, formal gowns, day dresses, chambermaids' costumes, and a host of evening apparel are crammed randomly into this capacious closet.
Don't you find it strange that Miss Carraway informed you by telegram that she was sick, without telling you her new address? How are you expected to reach her if necessary?
I hardly say that Anna's, Miss Carraway's address is any of your concern. Please confine yourself to the dressing room so I can be done with it. I am ignoring my important duties for the sake of this foolish errand. Oh, Mr. High and Mighty over here.
Mr. Epstein, it is essential that I be allowed to thoroughly inspect Miss Carraway's effects. If necessary, I may need to take certain of her things away with me. I repeat, Mr. Holmes, that you may examine Anna's dressing room with your eyes only. If you have in neither the right nor the authority to touch anything belonging to her or the opera company. If you disturb anything, I will have to escort you from the building. Do you see anything of interest to this case, Watson?
Nothing I consider relevant, Holmes. Can I pick up the hammer?
You may look, fill your eyes, or take a photograph if you like, but you may not touch anything.
What do you think so far, Spidey? Is it well written as an adventure so far?
Yeah, it is.
Like I said, Specky, before, I have played this back in the day. And I love it. It's a great game. I've always enjoyed the writing of it.
How do we get rid of this guy so I can get the hand mirror, the music box, and check out the jewelry box?
You may look, fill your eyes, and take a photograph if you like, but you may not touch anything. Not even open it? Son of a... Only Sherlock Holmes adventure I have played was a graphic one made by Melbourne House named Sherlock. Must be one of the really old ones. You won't be able to examine that room properly with the manager inspecting your every move. I can distract him if you wish. Next time we go in there, just give me some kind of sign and I'll take it from there. Now you say that.
May we visit Anna Carraway's dressing room again? Alright, if you must, please follow me.
Can you determine whether the dresses in that closet are Miss Anna's personal property or do they belong to the opera company?
What's all this then?
I shall do so now, Holmes, if Mr. Epstein will assist me.
Yoink.
Or not. It appears that the opera company owns them all, Holmes. No luck, I'm afraid. Watson, it is vital that we know that if she keeps a pair of red sequined slippers with yellow roses on the toes. I've never seen her wearing any slippers of that description. They would likely be somewhere in this cavernous closet. Perhaps you would assist me, Mr. Epstein?
Very well, anything to conclude this business more quickly.
The box is filled with all manner of inexpensive costume jewelry. A larger assortment of silk stockings and linen undergarments that would seem absolutely necessary for the comfort of a professional singer of modest means nearly overflow the drawer. The drawer contains only a small ring of keys. A supply of clean, white, soft flannel cloths are folded neatly in one corner. These are useful for removing grease paint and theatrical makeup. A large quantity of cotton wool, several colored pencils, a small pot of glue, and a modest collection of what appear to be sets of eyelashes occupy the remaining space. Get them keys. Anything else? Don't think so. We can find no such slippers, Holmes. I don't think there's anything else that I need to get and take. Because I got the keys. Several keys of various sizes adorn this ring. Roses on the toes. I think that is the only thing that we needed from here, the ring of keys. I mean, we could open the jewelry box, but I don't think there's anything in there that we need. I guess we're done here, for now. Although, without an address to Anna's house, there's no way of us knowing what to use the keys for. Still have the problem of getting the freaking name of the rugby player. Ugh. This game is too smart for me. Maybe there's something in Sarah's flat that I still haven't noticed. Maybe. Maybe I missed something. I did miss something. A mass-produced brass blade forged as a series of tubes. For aesthetic reasons, the manufacturer has fitted the tops of the tubes with decorative hollow caps. They are convenient, though obvious hidey holes for small objects are sometimes known as the poor man's bank. A few coppers and a half-crown are wedged into the left cap of the head of the bed. It is not possible to say with certainty whether these caps ever held anything else. So do you only open then and not the other? Apparently so. A rather humble room, Watson. What does it suggest to you? It suggests that the acting is not a lucrative profession, Holmes. If I wanted to conceal something of value or importance in this room, Watson, where would you put it? If there is anything of importance in this room, it is beyond my feeble powers to detect. Do you believe Miss Carraway to have been an indifferent housekeeper? It appears that the house cleaning was not one of her strengths. Still, this appears to be more than casual messiness. Excellent, Watson. What do you conclude from the condition of this room? That the police made a dog's breakfast for searching through her bags? Not necessarily, old friend. It is indeed clear that the room has been rather hastily searched. However, there is no indication by whom the search was done. Let us remember that there may be someone else investigating Miss Carraway's affairs. Watson, has anything new occurred to you? This room has much in it, but little significance. Yet you often see where I am blind. That's how the music goes. JC's onto something though, minus the toes. With the rose. What can I do with the rose? Well, I just know that they've been dyed. Haven't found any freaking flower shop. I don't know how long have we gone. 15 minutes. Well, we searched Anna's the dressing room in the opera house and got a ring of keys. That's it. I don't even know why I came back here. This is what we got, ring of keys. The only idea I have left is just do the whole opera thing. That's what I was thinking. Mrs. Worthington, I'm sorry to inform you that Sarah Carraway is dead. We are assisting the police in an official investigation.
Oh, how dreadful! Such a lovely girl. Was there an accident?
Please compose yourself, madam. There was no accident. She...
Investigating her death? You don't mean to say that she was murdered?
I'm afraid that is true. Is there anything you can tell me about Sarah?
She was a pleasant young woman, though we only shared small talk. It is sad how little any of us knows about those around us, and now she's gone. She liked nothing better than to see her sisters sing. They were very close. In fact, Anna recently gave her a pendant and Sarah cherished it so. She told me that she never took it off.
What did this pendant look like?
It was a large ivory oval attached to a heavy chain. A bird of some sort had been etched in the ivory. Distinctly oriental it was, very lovely, but perhaps a bit grand for every day. She wore it under her blouse, I believe. She told me that James, her young man, despised it, but she was very proud of it.
We need to speak with Anna Carraway. Do you know where she lives?
No, I love her voice, but I know nothing of her personal life. Perhaps Mr. Epstein, our manager, can help you.
Is there anything you can think of that might help us in our investigation?
I can't think of anything, but if I do, I will inform the police. I hope you find whoever did this awful thing and bring them to justice. Now, please excuse me, life goes on and the show is starting.
And the show must go on.
Welcome to the presentation of From On High. Regrettably, our female lead, the divine Miss Anna Caraway, is ill. Miss Angela Ferrati will be singing in her stead. Please join me in wishing Miss Caraway a speedy recovery. We hope that you will enjoy the show. Oh, how unfortunate for Anna. Miss Ferrati, however, is a fine singer in her own right. I hired her myself.
Blah, 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 blah. I just saw the conductor getting in, but I don't care about the opera. Now I know much more stuff about things. Like, we have a name. Well, first, or not. Never mind. Like I said, we have a name. To the rugby. By the power of farting. Dustgrove, keep your lethal elbows in during practice. I've told you 100 times. Okay.
The man I need to speak to is named James.
His family name, man, not his first name. You don't know it, do you? I've got at least a dozen lads named James. It's the most common name in England. For all I know, your friend there is the Derby. He's named James. Alright, what does he look like? Maybe we can figure out who you want.
He's tall with black hair, and he wears a substantial quantity of macassar oil in his hair.
That barely narrows it down. My boys are all good-sized lads, mostly dark, and they all wear gallons of that blasted oil. It's vanity, you know. Can't you tell me something more specific? If you can tell me how he dresses, the color of his eyes, or the brand he smokes, then I might be able to help you.
He smokes senior service.
Ah, that would be Sanders, I believe. Very good sort, Sanders. Always at practice sometime. Sanders, come talk to this gentleman and make it quick.
Watson, I think the indirect approach might be best. Don't mention Sarah's murder.
As I say, Holmes. No, sir. This man want a word with you.
We need to ask you some questions about your lady friend Sarah Caraway.
I don't have a lady friend. It's against the rules. No women doing this, right, Coach? That's right, Sanders. And I better not find out you've been stepping out with women and breaking curfew.
This is a matter far more important than team rules. A crime has been committed.
Well, if I've been keeping company with a lady, I'll take back your accusation. I won't have you casting aspersions without proof.
The gift? Like this? The perfume bottle? Handwritten card?
Also, he's really huge of a man.
I have the proof James wants.
If you got his proof, then let's have it. I don't really have anything that would prove that he's the one with the thing. Where'd you get that?
From Sarah Caraway's
dressing room at the Regency Theatre. And we have witnesses who state that you bought it for her. Is that true, Sanders?
Well, no, I know Miss Caraway, but we're only friends. It's my roommate who's causing her. I bought this perfume for him to give to her because he had to study for an exam. Ask him yourself. You can talk to him later at our room. We live at the Eaton dormitory on Grosvenor Place. You've got your man, Mr. Holmes. Now please leave me alone. Get back into the scrum, Sanders. We'll talk about this later.
Good timing on the music. To the dormitory.
Oh, it's you again. Turn up like a bad penny. You've done your damage. Clear off now and maybe no one will get hurt.
Whatever are you on about?
Don't play the outraged citizens with me. I'm not a complete fool. You knew that spreading tales about me and Sarah would get me suspended from the team. But if you thought you'd make a killing at the bookmakers by getting me sacked, you're as stupid as you are malicious. Everyone knows the team doesn't stand a chance without me. No one will take your bets. Now get out before I lose my temper.
I assure you that you have misinterpreted the facts. We are working with the police on a criminal case. Your own trouble, while regrettable, is merely coincidental to this matter.
I may have broken the rules of the team, but I've broken no law. You won't get me with that. Now get out.
Oh, they didn't even choose the lock.
An uncommonly clean and versatile group of implements suitable for performing a variety of chemical experiments. Amidst the assortment of lab equipment are flasks containing numerous toxic substances such as prussic acid, arsenic, a number of vegetable alkaloids, bisulfate, and oil of vitriol.
Arsenic, you say?
A half dozen or so emblematic school scars. After a hard-fought and well-played sporting contest, boys often exchange their own scarves for the scars of their opponents as a mark of respect. Cool. The size and condition of the jersey suggests a gigantic man who was repulsed by neither grass, mud, nor blood. Its position makes it seem a kind of shrine either to Rugger or to the person who wore it. An impressive and tasteful selection of sporting awards graced this rough-hewn trophy shelf. The trophies appeared of recent vintage, and the name James Sanders is engraved on each one. This antique and splintered specimen appears to have some value to the person who hung it in its place of honor. I know I burp. The inscription 132 not out 16 May 72 has been etched into the business end of the bat with what looks to have been a white hot fireplace poker. The young man, though considerably cleaner, is clearly recognizable as the sweaty, mud-encrusted lad from the rugby field. He wears an expression of thinly concealed anger and contempt. I assume it is our melancholy duty, Mr. Sanders, to be the bearers of bad news about Sarah. Would you oust us before you've heard it?
I've had enough of trouble today, and you're the cause of it. I've no use for anything you have to say to me. Now get out.
Mr. Sanders, your lady friend Sarah Caraway is dead.
And you're daft as well as malicious, I see. Get out before I throw you out.
We are working with Scotland Yard investigating Sarah's death. You must believe that so you can help us find her murderer.
I don't believe you. Why should I? You've only done me harm. Sarah's not dead. She can't be dead. You can't convince me that she is.
It happened early yesterday, Mr. Sanders. I'm sorry.
Perhaps if I prove an official death certificate, or but no. I saw it 2 days ago. I don't know what your game is, but I want you out of here, now!
Alright, to the morgue.
Death certificate, ahoy!
A lot of traveling in this. Death certificate for Sarah Caraway, signed and sealed by the medical examiner. Can I just pick it up like that? I highly doubt that we can just pick it up.
That is an official document to which the seal of the City of London has been affixed. I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes, but I cannot allow you to take it.
See?
Adieu, Holmes.
I would like to look at Sarah Caraway's death certificate. Is it available?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I just finished filling it out. It's there on the body.
May I take it or a copy of it with me?
Certainly not, Mr. Holmes. That is an official document to which the seal of the City of London has been affixed. As for a copy, that would be highly irregular. I don't believe I could sign such a document in my official capacity. In any case, there are no government copyists employed here.
Bomber.
Lestrade, oi!
Traveling is cool, makes it feel open-ended, which in some ways it is.
Oi.
Sergeant Duncan, would you please call Inspector Lestrade up again?
Of course, Mr. Holmes. My Inspector Lestrade, please report to the duty officer's desk. Yes, Holmes. What more can I do for you?
I didn't want to look at him. Fine, let's look at him. Inspector Lestrade looks harried and preoccupied by the pressing criminal business. For the first time in recorded history, he appears at work in his shirt sleeves. Hello again, Inspector.
Hello, Holmes.
Really? Can't get a... Sorry I wasted your time, Lestrade. I deeply apologize. So how are we gonna get a copy of a death certificate? You know what? We might need the help of the irregulars on finding Anna Caraway's address. Let's see if Wiggins will help us.
I require your assistance, Wiggins. At your service, Mr. Holmes. Do I have a job for the irregulars? Yes, Wiggins. I have a certain flower I'd like you to trace for me. Very good, sir. Let's have a look at it then. Flower, Gov. Ta. Very kind, monsieur. Don't be impertinent, Wiggins. You know it's not a gift. Now, remark those dark red lines running through the petals. They were caused by the application of an iodine solution. Find the vendor that sells flowers colored in this manner. You might want to begin your search around the Regency Theatre on Oxford Street. Roger say it is, Mr. Holmes. If you're right, it shouldn't take us long to find the seller. Bloody, 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 blah. Bloody, 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 blah.
You got something?
Jonas, I need a back issue of the Times. Yesterday's early edition. It was the one which named the young woman who was murdered behind the Regency Theatre.
My apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'm afraid that edition served out completely, and the later editions as well. I've no leftovers lately. Most folks are following the police investigation into this Ripper business. After yesterday, the sporting fancy was in a frenzy for any news from the cricket matches in Melbourne. Spofford was bowling, you know. They'll have some issues at the office in Fleet Street, I'll wager.
Thank you, Jonas. I'll take your advice.
Hi-ho, Watson, away! Do we have a new location to go to? I would imagine that would be the case. After talking with Jonas. Apparently it's not. How hard is it to get the freaking paper or anything with a death certificate or something? Can't remember seeing a newspaper anywhere though. Does anybody remember ever seeing a freaking newspaper anywhere?
This is tough. I'll say that for sure. It is tough. Very, very tough.
Certified death. Nothing you can do to get the mortician to go back to the back room. That actually is a good idea.
Let us resume my investigation, Watson.
I'm prepared to follow you anywhere, Holmes.
Even to death.
Back to the morgue. I'm not really sure if there is a way, but I'll try. I'll try.
May I view Sarah's personal effects again?
Of course, Mr. Holmes. There's nothing that I need from here. How are you not finished with all of these? Seriously. This envelope contains items which belong to Sarah Caraway. They were gathered at the crime scene in the hope that an intelligent investigator might extract some insignificant clue from them. I don't think there's anything I can do here. Nothing at all. Bummer. I really would have thought that once we say that we are done with the items that he would take them back into the back row, but nope. That is not the case. Not the case. Bummer!
way to copy it.
Ah, Wiggins is back. That was fast.
Have you located the source of the flowers, Wiggins? Yes, sir. It's a girl named of Leslie. She sells flowers just like the one you gave me. She has a nice court set up in Covent Garden just outside a pub.
Well done, my boy. Here's your payment. Here's your payment. And a bonus for the lads. Here's your payment. A typo. Gotta love those typos. Ah, this area. I remember this. The sign says, Psychic Readings by Madame Rosa. The sign reads, The Moongate Pub.
Hello, good sirs. Buy some flowers from Leslie. Tuppence for a bunch of violets.
Excuse me, I was looking at the barrel. The content of the barrel is obscured by flowers, which are sitting in a wire basket. The basket is affixed to one side of the barrel. The bung of the barrel is made of Spanish cork, as is swollen with moisture. This is a sturdy oblong pine box. This friendly child is busy marketing her wares, occasionally calling out her litany of violets, daisies, and puppies. Puppies, as in the flower, not the dog. This passage presumably leads to the palmist referred to on the sign above the passage. The pathway along this fence leads to the main street. The door leads into the notorious Moongate Pub. Alright. Then it shall. Not flowery pun. Pub. There. Sometimes I just don't know how to type. Just like I don't know how to talk.